But don't you think basing myself on the Constitution obligates me to say a word or two about the origins of this? I am a student of American history and have been for many years.
You're ordered to answer the questions only. We're not going to take a lecture from a man who refuses to state whether he's a member of the Communist Party as of this moment. We're not going to take a lecture from him on the Constitution of the United States.
Let the record show that the witness has raised his voice in contempt of the Committee of Congress.
Howard had a tremendous interest in America and a tremendous love for this country. And he wanted to know everything about it. And following that passion, he fell in love with the stories of how this country began.
It's a wonderful way to learn American history because his ability as a storyteller, you become unconscious that you're learning. And it's like eating candy.
That's one thing a historical novel can do. It can tell us about the ideals we've fallen away from.
Here's one that is simple, then, if you want to argue about it. Do you believe in the overthrow of the United States government by force or violence?
I must refuse to answer that question.
My father refused to give them the names and then got into a shouting match with McCarthy.
Well, I don't think everyone in this room knows this. Very few people know this. Why don't you give me a chance to state this?
Right up, Bob.
I shall, and I have.
Right another.
Was held in contempt of Congress and sent to this prison for 3 months.
In a way, that generation of the 30s that believed in communism because they saw it as a way of bringing back the ideals of America, the ideals of equality, and yet they were blackballed for their beliefs.
When Howard was released from prison, he faced the blacklist, and friends he had had for years were turning their backs on him.
And no one would publish his novels. That's when he wrote Spartacus. So he decided to self-publish it and did all the promotion and advertising. And it became a bestseller. He was a remarkably resilient guy.
I think his books should be read now because of their passionate love for what America might be. Not what America is, but the dream of America, the dream of what America could be.
The truth is the truth, and there are some things in this life worth dying for. And sometimes you have to put it on the line. And here was a living example of a man who had actually stood up and said, "This is the truth. And you can't change that. My mind is free. Imprison my body all you want, but my mind is free."